Rights Commission says a preliminary report on investigation into the killing will be presented to the board at its meeting in Calabar, Cross River State on Thursday. Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
To other news, well, before we go there, we have to take a break first.
That's right. When we come back after the break, President Barack Obama and Nigeria's President Goodluck Jonathan discuss terrorism in Africa and around the world.
We'll be right back.
Investigating, exposing, uncovering, reporting, hard-hitting interviews. Sunrise Daily, only on Channels Television.
Welcome back. You can get more on our top stories this hour, as well as our other programs on our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb.
To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on an iPad, iPhone, or BlackBerry. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android and Nokia 920 devices from their respective stores. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Mariam Aloma Muhktar, has identified underfunding as a major hindrance to transformation in the judiciary. She made the comment at a swearing-in ceremony for the 17 new senior advocates of Nigeria. Justice Aloma Muhktar also warned that all arms of government must abide by the spirit and principle of separation of powers.
Over the years, funding of the courts has remained a challenge, as evidenced in the conditions of many courts in Nigeria today. Statistics have shown that funding from the federal government has witnessed a steady decline since 2010, from 95 billion in that year to 85 billion naira in 2011, then 75 billion naira in 2012, and dropped again in the 2013 budget to 67 billion naira. Indeed, with this amount, if the amount allocated to the extrajudicial organization within the judiciary is deducted, the courts are left with a paltry sum to operate. The simple implication is that our courts are increasingly finding it difficult to effectively perform their day-to-day constitutional roles. The resultant effect of a slim budget in the judiciary is that a number of courts in Nigeria today evince decay and neglect of infrastructural amenities, particularly at the state level.
Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Mariam Aloma Muhktar, or President Goodluck Jonathan, yesterday met with President Barack Obama of the United States, a meeting which was one on the sideline of the 68th UN General Assembly in New York, included discussions on winning the war on terror in Africa. President Jonathan, who noted that terrorism can negatively affect a country's economy, made particular reference to the attack in Nairobi, saying global leaders should do more to help the continent deal with its security challenges.
An experience us recently, and we still experience in Nigeria, so I feel the pains of President Kenyatta to get that level of attack, that dastardly attack, and that is why we maintain that terror anywhere in the world is terror on all of us, and we call on the global leaders to come together and fight terror.
Presidents Obama and Jonathan. The attack in Kenya, meanwhile, dominated a major part of the discussions between the two leaders. In his reactions, President Obama expressed his condolences to the president and people of Kenya over the tragedy in Nairobi, saying the United States will provide the necessary support in the country's recovery process.
To speak with President Kenyatta directly about the terrible tragedy that's happened in Nairobi. And we are providing all the cooperation that we can as we deal with the situation that has captivated the world. I want to express personally my condolences to not only President Kenyatta, who lost some family members in the attack, but to the Kenyan people. We stand with them against this terrible outrage that's occurred. We will provide them with whatever law enforcement support that is necessary, and we are confident that Kenya, which has been a pillar of stability in Eastern Africa, will rebuild.
Well, after that meeting, the President Jonathan left for the New York Stock Exchange with some members of his cabinet and other government officials, where he had the honor of ringing the closing bell. Those on his delegation include the Finance Minister, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Minister of Trade for Investment, Minister for Trade and Investment, Olusegun Aganga, Minister of Petroleum Resources, Dezani Alison Madueke, and the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Ms. Aruma Otto.
Back in Nigeria, the Abia State Police Command has arrested a man believed to be responsible for issuing fake vehicle plate numbers, as well as 2 others for illegal possession of cannabis. The State Commissioner for Police, Tili Abubakar, told journalists in Omaha that the drug traffickers had hidden the illegal drugs in 3 drums and they were arrested following a tip-off. Mr. Tili also used the opportunity to warn criminal-minded people to stay away from the state, especially in the Ember months. He reaffirmed the readiness of his officers and men to deal with any act that is capable of truncating the peace of Abia State.
We're in Rivers State, where the government has begun distributing free books, uniforms and bags to students and pupils in the model schools across the state. A team from UNESCO that witnessed the distribution in Port Harcourt commended the state government's compulsory free education project.
To the glory of God, the children that will use this book, God will guide them so that they will come out as excellent young children and make Rivers State proud. In Jesus' name. Amen. Primary 4. Raise your hand. So let them parade for us. Receive your food.
Business News is up next. After the break on News Track, Nigeria's external reserves have dropped to an 8-month low of $45.9 billion. Stay with us for details.
Number 4 on scene, a massive earthquake hits Pakistan.
Do join us again.
If you want to know what's trending or you miss your favorite live shows, you can watch it all on our YouTube channel. Simply log on to www.youtube.com/channelsweb. Scroll down to your favorite program and click play. You can also view all uploaded videos by clicking on View All. Don't forget to subscribe and get the latest videos. If they are interesting, like them and be heard. Get connected with the channel's television YouTube page. The news at your fingertips.
Welcome back. Time for business news. Let's get up to speed with the happenings there. Nigeria's external reserves have dropped to an 8-month low of $45.9 billion. This is according to the latest data from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The last time the reserves came to about $45.9 billion was in January 31st this year.
Well, the CBN says the foreign reserves, which have been hovering between the $46 and $48 billion benchmark since February, dropped to the $45 billion mark on September 20th. However, the CBN recently dismissed claims that the reserves were experiencing sharp decline, adding that the current value of $46 billion showed that the fundamentals of the economy remained strong. Meanwhile, the 234th Monetary Policy Committee meeting continues today. Expectations are that the committee will ease the monetary policy rate. Then the Securities and Exchange Commission has opposed certain amendments to the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria Act. The commission said this during a public hearing on the act.